Guys, welcome back to Southern Extreme TV. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It is a really cool weekend. It is youth weekend. And we have got Guffey and his two kids, Abby and Jace. We're gonna be splitting up this morning, going to hunt with some real good friends. We got opportunity at some really good deer in this area. So really excited. We're battling a little bit of rain this weekend, which is kind of on the negative side. But the good news is if we don't get it done this morning, the forecast for this afternoon looks really good. It's going to kind of misty, gross rain off and on all day. And then about 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, it's going to push out and it's going to clear up, which should be the best time to go because they're still kind of on that early season pattern where they're, you know, going from bedding to water to food or bedding to food to water. And the afternoon's a real good time to try to get those decent deer patterns. So we've got Guff lined up. We've got him a camera. Have absolutely no idea if he's going to get any footage for you guys. He's going to be hunting with Jace this morning, and I'm going to be hunting with Abby. So we're going to do everything that we can to try to get you guys some good footage. Obviously, priority number one is making sure they're on. If a good deer comes in, making sure that they're on the deer, they're comfortable, they're locked in, and we make a good shot. And then the camera and the filming aspect is going to come secondary to that. So we just want to make sure that the deer and the shot placement is going to be priority number one, more so over getting a good footage for you guys. So if the footage is shaky on Guffey's or my side, we apologize. But thanks for hanging out with us. It's going to be fun. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let's go see if we can shoot a good deer.
But I'm going to start it out a little low. Okay?
It's over here.
Are y'all good at walking over there?
Yeah.
Good shot, okay? Okay. Good luck, buddy.
Go shoot one bow. Alright guys, it's kind of hard for y'all to see because it's still dark and we're in a box blind, but I've got Abby, old Abmeister, locked and loaded, shooting a 308 this morning in a box blind. We feel real good about the setup. We've got a fat boy tripod. We're using a fat boy tripod with there's a little saddle Arca plate adapter because this gun that she uses, it doesn't have an Arca plate on the bottom. It's a real good stable setup. I think we've got everything somewhat doctored up where we can make some micro adjustments if a deer comes in. We can cover pretty much this entire little field food plot right here. We've got probably 30, maybe 45 minutes before it's going to get good shooting light. Shooting light is in about, legal shooting light's in about 30 minutes, but because of the rain and cloud cover, it's probably going to be 10 or 15 minutes past that before we can actually potentially see through the scope enough to take a shot. We only ran 2 deer out, like a doe and a fawn. We made our week come in lights out, but they didn't even really know what we were. They just turned and kind of trotted back off in the woods, didn't blow or anything. So that's a real good sign. And the trail cameras last night were pretty dead everywhere. So we're thinking that this first little bit of daylight action could actually be really good for some deer trying to move and feed before the midday rain sets in. So we're going to go lights out now, let everything die back down, and we'll see you guys at shooting light. absolute first light, we had a pretty good deer come in, real good deer, and we could not. It took us a little while to really get on him just because of how dark it was. Abby pulled the shot off, but the camera light is so low that I'm trying to replay the footage and I can't tell on the viewfinder of the camera if the shot was high, because we can see the bullet hitting the hill behind the deer. So I can't tell if the bullet was high or if the shot was good and it went completely through the deer and then you're seeing it on that back side. There's just not enough quality footage there for me to be able to see that. Initial take is I think the shot may be just a touch high, but we've still got a lot of time. You know, those deer, they took off going in opposite directions, so they don't really know what happened. So we're just going to take our time, relax for a little while, replay the footage a couple more times, and just see what happens. When we first seen this deer come up out of this little bowl, I thought it was the doe and the little one that we ran off, but it was actually two bucks, and the buck that came out in the field to start with was a real good frame deer, really good deer. And but we just don't know about the shot right now. We don't know what happened, so we're just gonna take it easy, give it a little while, and see what happens. It'd have been nice if he would have waited about another 10 minutes to come in. Alrighty, guys. We are replaying the footage, and it looks like, so we're in a conundrum, if you will. When we play the footage back in slow motion, the shot looks high, but when you play the shot at full speed, it looks like you can see the impact. And as the deer turns, it looks like you see a puff of white air, like a long shot, comes out of him. So, I'm talking I'm going to argue and say that deer stepped out in the first 30 seconds of shooting light, of what? Like, I literally looked at you and said, we're basically at this point where we should be able to see a deer in the field walking, and then about that time I was like, Abby, there's a deer right there. And I felt dumb because I was like, oh, it's that doe and little one. I get my binos out because I was like, he's actually got kind of a big body. I get my binos on him. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, Abby, that's actually a pretty good deer. And so I think like by that time the deer was already out in the field broadside and was kind of, he knew something wasn't right. He didn't know what it was, but he knew something was off. So then we had to play the game of get her on the gun, make sure she could see him, get comfortable, and you know, everything worked out. I was able to get the camera focused, which I got y'all on manual focus still, so maybe that's a little bit better for y'all. Got the camera on manual focus and was able to get the shot on film, but like I told Abby, I'm still not 100% sold on the shot. I feel a lot better about it watching it in full speed, more so than I do watching it in slow motion. But it's like I told Abby, we have no reason to go down there and push this deer. You know, if we would have seen the deer fall and the deer would have crumbled up, completely different conversation. But we're not 100% on the shot, so we're going to give it, we have nothing but time. We're going to sit here, we're going to hang out, we're going to give it a little bit, give it just a little while. We'll probably walk back to the house and grab Jason. Jason's got a computer. I left my computer at the house we're staying at. We'll try to put the SD card in and blow it up on a bigger screen and take a look at it. But if that deer is dead, he's going to be dead in 3 hours. But if he's not dead right now and we push him, then that's what we don't want to do. So we feel good about it. I feel better about it. Let me put it that way. Awesome. I'm talking 30 seconds into the hunt and we've got a good frame deer standing there. Awesome looking deer, beautiful looking deer. So we'll give it a little bit of time and then hopefully we'll know something a little bit better before long.
It's my favorite weekend of the year. It's youth weekend in Virginia. Got Jace with me. It's 7:30, still a little low light. We've got a few deer. We've seen 2 really small bucks and like spikes, 3-pointers, and a couple of does with a couple of fawns. So it's been a pretty good morning so far. Best news is that Abby, which is hunting with Blake, they've already killed. We should have, you could act happy back there, bud. I said you could act happy. You look like you're sad as you shot. And actually she shot 30 minutes ago. Like I was nervous about it because it was so dark out, but that's what happens when you hunt with Blake. These animals just come running to you, wanting you to shoot them, I guess, right? But we're super pumped for Abby. I don't know what she killed. A buck. But there was a good 8-pointer there when they walked in on the camera. I'm not sure if that's the deer or not. I don't know. But we've got very limited cell signal. It rained all night. The deer didn't do anything. We got a deer about to walk out according to Chase. So let's try to. I said we'll try to spin this around and get you on the deer, so you don't have to look at us, ugly tails. But I just wanted to. It's really hard to film for me because my interest is just making sure the kids get a good, clean, ethical kill. And I don't really care about the video, but we're going to try our best. So y'all sit tight. Here we go.
All right. We decided just to get out of the stand and we're going to go back to Jason's house, try to blow this footage up on a computer and take a look at it. Guffey and Jace, they're still in the woods. I mean, obviously it's 25 minutes past shooting light. We didn't go down there to where the deer was standing. There's a real easy spot to place him where he was at. So no reason for us to go down there and try to push him whatsoever. We're gonna go back to Jason's house, relax, take a deep breath, look at some footage, get a second opinion. Getting a second opinion on something like this is a huge thing to do. I've seen it so many times and going to track deer for people with a dog. If you've got any type of doubt, if it's not just surefire, the deer is dead, back out, second guess yourself. And the good thing with the camera is we get to replay it. You get to watch it, you get to talk about it, and you can get different sets of eyes on it as well. So that's what we're gonna do. Give it some time, relax, get a game plan together, and hopefully we're holding a good deer before long. So went and got a second opinion from Jason, and he pretty much said the same thing we said. Slow motion, looks like it's high. Play it full speed, looks like a good shot. So we're gonna go down, look at where he was standing, and just number one, see if we can pick up blood, see if we can pick up fur, see if we can pick up any type of indication about what exactly happened. And then if we need to back out, we'll back out. If we think we need to keep pushing, we'll keep pushing. It's been about an hour. We shot about an hour ago. So if the deer's dead, relatively close by, we should be able to find him. If if we need to back out, you know, we'll do the smart thing. He was somewhere right in there. Do what? I really don't know, Jason. Like, I don't think he was all the way in that swag. I think he was kind of like this general area. Alrighty guys, so Jason's got blood. That's lung blood. Good bright lung blood. I think that shot's when we played it in fast forward.
Where's the rest of it at?
We got blood here. So he was shot on his right side and he wheeled. And that could be the exit blood, Jason, from where it blew out the back side. And yeah, right there's and he wheeled. And when he wheeled, he just ran straight back into these woods. I got blood right here. Abby, follow that blood. It goes right up that hill. You go first. What'd you think about that, Abs? Heck yeah. That's that big 6, ain't it?
It's the bigger 6. It's not the huge 6, but it's one.
Look at the frame of that joker. Holy smokes. He's gorgeous.
It's 3.6.
That's a beautiful 6. That's a beautiful 6. Well, it's like I said, he was standing there and I was...
I mean, that's a giant potted giant.
That's a...
Congratulations.
Thanks,
Abs, that's awesome. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm just glad the shot was exactly where we thought it was. We could see smoke blow out of here.
It was smoke blowing out. I mean,
Yeah. When we played it fast in regular speed, you could see it. And I was like, because I was already kind of prepping. I was like, I don't know. I think the shot might be high. Holy smokes. That is freaking awesome.
Heck yeah, dude.
We had no idea that it was we had no idea it was a 6-pointer. I mean, when he come out, it's 30 seconds in the light. He's standing there looking at us, and all you see is his, I mean, you seen the frame of him standing there, and you're like, he's got you pegged. You're like, oh, dude, you.
I guess the storm last night blowed all that stuff down.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's...
He went 50 yards,
Yeah, he didn't go nowhere.
40 yards, 50 yards. Piled up right here. The Labs put the hammer on him with the old 308. The thing I like about him, Abs, is the chocolate rack on him.
Yeah.
You don't get a whole lot of deer that have that real dark all the way out. That's awesome. That's a beautiful, beautiful deer.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he was just standing there looking. I was like, that's the frame of a deer that you're looking to kill. In my mind, when I first seen him, like when I seen him walking with my binos, I thought he was one of the big 6s, but I didn't know. Because then when he got there and was standing there looking at me, I was like, damn, he might be bigger than one of those 6s. That's a real good 6. I mean, he's got the frame of a 120-inch 8-point, you know.
His body's huge.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you can't ask for nothing better than that, man. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. We don't play no games when we come into town. We got to get in and get out.
I got people I got places to be, people to see.
I'm talking that's probably the easiest
I've ever
success deer hunt I've got. Like, it's literally, the video's literally Welcome back to Southern Extreme TV. We're here youth hunting. The next scene is a deer standing there. 10 seconds in, you shoot. Then the next scene's me and Abby sitting there looking at the camera saying, we don't know where we hit him. We don't know where we hit him, so we're gonna go get Jason, see what he thinks.
Thought I had to go get the dog.
Oh man. Well guys, we're gonna get in here for a little bit of an outro. This is a deer hunter's dream morning hunt of wake up, show up, pull the trigger, back at the house by 7:20 this morning. You couldn't ask for anything better. Me and Abby was sitting together, Guffey and Jace was hunting together this morning, and me and Abby were sitting there in the stand, and literally I looked at her and I said, hey, it's getting about daylight enough to where we should be able to see some deer out in the field. And about that time, I seen a deer step up into the field, and I told Abby, I said, right there's a deer. And I seen the second one, and we thought it was a doe and a little one that we had ran out on the way in this morning. And as soon as I got my binoculars up, man, I seen this frame of this deer standing there. I said, Abby, I said, this is actually a pretty dang good deer. And about that time I said that, me and her both, you couldn't see it in the video, me and her both sat there and started shaking like crazy, which is absolutely fantastic. Abby did a awesome job, because as soon as she got up on that fat boy tripod, within probably 30 seconds she said, I'm on him, Blake. And I said, okay. We locked that fat boy down, and then I started trying to mess with the camera. We finally got that deer in focus, and as soon as we got him in focus, he had us absolutely dead to rights up in that stand. And I told Abby, I heard her take the safety off, and I said, if you're on him and you feel good about it, squeeze one and let it go. She shoots, deer whirls, takes off running. And you know, at first me and Abby had some doubts. I had probably more doubts than Abby did. Abby felt a lot better about the shot, and we were playing it on slow motion, and it's one of the rare situations where replaying the footage in slow-mo actually gave us false information. But when we played the video back at full speed, you could see the bullet hit the deer. You could see air come out of him where she double lunged this thing. And we got back, and when we showed Jason, Jason said the exact same thing. He said the slow-mo looks like the shot's high, but if you play it in real speed, the deer is shot. Let's at least go down there and see if we can find some blood where the deer was at. And sure enough, we get down there and we find a speck of blood about the size of a quarter, and it was real bright red lung blood, which was absolutely awesome, which confirmed that the shot wasn't low and it wasn't high, that we got into some vitals. We walked right over to the edge of the field, looked off down in the woods, and right there he was, 50 yards from where she shot. You can't ask for a better morning in the deer woods for opening morning of youth weekend with a rifle. We're battling a little bit of rain, a little bit of weather, but you know, we've got some real good friends. Me and Guff have been truly blessed to meet some fantastic people in our predator hunting community. And a lot of these opportunities that we get to have, that Guffey's kids get to have, we wouldn't have those opportunities if it wasn't for traveling, if it wasn't for meeting new and really great people who invite us onto their farms, invite us to come hang out with their family. And it's just a really big eye-opener how great this hunting community across the country can be, even from state to state, hours and hours apart from each other. We've just been really blessed with opportunities to go and see some really incredible animals and do some really incredible things, and that's just a blessing in itself. So thank you to the landowner, big deal for letting us come and do this. This has been a fantastic hunt, and this is just morning one. We've still got Jace on the board. Hopefully we can get some footage of him killing a really good deer either this afternoon or maybe tomorrow morning as well. So make sure you stay tuned. Hopefully there's an episode 2 coming where Jace is laying the hammer on a big white-tailed deer during youth season, and hopefully there's more to come. So thank y'all so much for hanging out with me on my channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are trying to grow this family to 100,000 subscribers, and we will catch y'all on the next episode.